Welcome to another edition of the Resilient Living Podcast, a show dedicated to improving quality of life for both people and planet through liberation and independence, moving from surviving to thriving and living life on your own terms.
All right, what are we doing here today? We are here to get you guys to save some money. I want to give you guys some hacks. They're all simple hacks. They're not very complicated, but who doesn't want to save money? And you know what? Statistics show that Americans are one of the worst people to ever save money. 7 out of 10 Americans barely has maybe $2,000-$3,000 in the bank at any given time for savings. We need to change that. And if you're getting sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you need to change your life and you really want to make a difference, you're going to have to put in the work. But I know some of you just need a little bit of direction. And that's what I'm going to kind of give you guys today, some simple direction. This is nothing really heavy, but sometimes it's the nickels and dimes that bleed you out. And sometimes it's the nickel and dimes that actually helps you out. So let's get right into it. Before we do, please excuse the background noise. That's my F-350 pickup truck on my work commute as I produce these shows live. All right, let's get in. Damaged goods. This is my first one here because I actually went down to the hardware store, and during this so-called supply chain disruption, which I guess I can't call it so-called, there is some disruptions. I went shopping. I went to buy a whole bunch of stuff for my business because if I don't have these particular sealants, I can't do, it's one little component, like we said, a little nickel and dime, one little nut and bolt that you take apart and the whole chain link falls apart. So I went in there and noticed that they only had a few buckets and they had maybe about 4 or 5, and 3 of them had these big old dents in them. And I just asked the depot over there, hey, you guys, they're already on sale too, guys. These things usually retail for about $60, $70 a bucket. So, I'm spending about $300, $400. And I told them on these 3 particular buckets, is there any discount? Even though they were 50% off, I ended up getting these buckets for like $10 a piece, guys. That's a huge savings. And what is this? That $10 bucket has probably made me about $10,000 so far. So huge savings. And ways that you can save. Always look for damaged goods. I had a freezer, I remember, a chest freezer that I purchased, and it was the floor model, and it had a big scratch in it. I don't really care about a scratch. If you don't care about a scratch, because this thing was $180, and I ended up picking it up for about $100. So they constantly go looking for things that have scratches. When you're purchasing things from yard sales, anywhere, look for damaged goods. In construction, if you guys are going to buy, say, roof shingles or wood, anything that's kind of a little warped or something, bring it up to their attention. What's the worst thing they can say is no. But most of the time, I'd say 90% of the time, I actually get a deal on almost everything I purchase. So soup cans, food. I do want to say that I ate damaged a can that was a meatball sandwich, I think the person made for me. It was one of the worst food poisonings I've ever got. I think I would put the kibosh on canned food with large dents in it. If it's got a small dent, maybe it should be okay. But anything really large, where the oxygen could be compromised in them, you don't really want to play around with that. But damaged goods, when I look at like tomatoes that are just starting to turn soft, that lost their firmness, those are kind of things that you can juice. Put a little bit of lemon in it. Like a little wilting of vegetables. That's what happens, I think, for places like certain grocery store chains, is they actually purchase stuff from the larger ones that's just starting to turn, and then they sell it for cheaper. And a lot of the less wealthy, the poorer folks, they know this. They'll go to these places and they'll buy that stuff up. My next one is cash discounts, and there's a lot of people doing this. My dentist offers me a 10% cash discount. You guys got to think that all the taxes, your state taxes, depending on where you live in the country, and I know we have listeners from different parts of the world, but wherever you're at, if you can pull cash out of your bank account and pay for it, my dental cleanings, I go every 3 months, every quarterly, and it costs me about $160 a pop. So I actually end up saving, I think anywhere about $15 every time I go in. You start adding all of this stuff up, and it starts to amount to something. Cash discounts on construction, in almost anything. If you ask people, the problem is sometimes we're not asking the right questions, or we're not asking a question. Nobody really thinks about it. Down in the store, if you don't see something I mentioned, buying damaged goods, ask somebody, hey, do you guys got anything in the back that's damaged? Oh, I don't know, let me go look, right? there's a lot of times you almost have to conduct the order and make things happen, because a lot of people don't think this way. Everybody just kind of jumps up and just buys the first thing, does the first thing that's in front of them, the most convenient. All you have to do is simply ask a little breath, let a little words fly out of your mouth, not much effort, and you could actually be saving big. All right, strategizing everything. So everything has a strategy, guys. I think I mentioned this on the show already, but we want to strategize things. And I think where I see a lot of people fail is like where they're doing errands, say on the weekends. Not only are you wasting your time, you're wasting gas and your money, and screwing up the environment by zigzagging everywhere. Know your routes. I have a route, it's a circle. So I know that when I go to Costco, for instance, and I'll go buy all my groceries there, I make a whole trip on the other side of town because they have the best apples that don't have silicone and wax sprayed all over them, and they're organic and healthy. That's a big part of my juices is green apples and stuff. So I know that they've got fresh produce there, better than most grocery stores. So there's the bank, there's everything in the circle. I have everything mapped out. One thing I notice in people's lives is that they zigzag a lot. They'll go from one place, there's no thought, there's no strategy. And you end up just, like I said, spending a lot of time, wear and tear on your vehicle, your time, money, pollution. It's bad for everything. So another thing that I look at is saving for the holidays. Discounts is a strategy. You want something, you don't really absolutely need it. A way to save money as well, I think we have it in here, is it's like the 3-day method, or buy it the next day. Instead of impulse buying like a Ninja Air Foodie or something you just saw at the store. You're like, oh, that would be so nice to make air fried foods. I heard they're so healthy. I'm just going to buy one. Go home, don't buy it, and think about it for a while. In fact, it's the anticipation that releases the dopamines, from what studies say, that gets the excitement going for people. It's not necessarily buying the good. It's actually like bringing the good home and having it in your hand. It's actually the anticipation of buying it, like the hunt. So do yourself a favor and let those endorphins circulate a little more for a couple days. And if they wean out and you go, I don't necessarily need it, then don't get it. But if it's something you really look at that you really want, like for me, my barbecuer I bought was a commercial grade. I don't buy cheap stuff. And I think you guys got to understand here that a lot of products you're not told, from even the construction industry when you're getting repairs done, your car, everything. There's a consumer product and then there's a professional product. A commercial grade. You could get this in wireless routers, where you get a router, and it lasts maybe a couple of years and then it breaks down. Well, commercial buildings that are running businesses, they ask the right questions, as I said. You go in and you say, hey, I need something for my business, the commercial grade. Sure, it's a regular router would save you $100. The one for commercial grade is probably $500. But guess what? You'll have that router for a long time. But one thing, like I mentioned with my barbecuer, is that I waited until Memorial Day, and there was a sale. There's always sales on the holidays to get you shopping. And sometimes these people just have one thing, right? Memorial Day was awesome because they had steaks on sale at the grocery store, which happens to be right in line with the Lowe's Home Improvement Center. Well, I know that on my way to Lowe's, I'm going to go purchase that brand new commercial grade barbecuer that usually retails for $890, about $900. It was 50% off. It was down to $399. I picked up my barbecuer. I went down and got me some steaks that were probably, I think, like 60, 70% off. They had some sale on some wine and beer. I bought myself that stuff. I went home for my Memorial Day, hooked up my barbecuer, and had some of the most delicious food with some drinks and enjoyed myself. And still to this day, by making that purchase, I've had that barbecuer for probably, I'd say 5 to 6 years, guys. And I haven't had to replace anything on that thing once, because I bought something good. You can't afford to buy cheap stuff. I don't think I have that on here. You can't afford to buy cheap stuff, guys. That Walmart and that 99-cent store and stuff like that, little plastic spatulas, cookwares and stuff like that, that's like a tool. There's no difference between a spatula and a shovel that you use to dig fence posts or something like that. A pneumatic, a drill or pneumatic tool or a hammer. These are things that are essential to your survival. Why not go and save up and spend 3 times as much on, say, a stainless steel spatula? And I'm not just talking about spatulas. I'm talking about scissors, anything that you want to get. Go down to, there's places like chef stores that, again, sell commercial grade stuff. This is stuff that restaurant owners buy because they use them all day. They know that little plastic spatula from Walmart, they'll go to flip an omelet and the whole thing's going to crack in half. They can't have that. But why would you do that to yourself? Cast iron pans, from the old days. I got stuff that's from like 1910 and it's still going today. It's over 100 years old. So don't buy cheap stuff. You can't afford to. Look for and ask for free stuff. This is my next one. So what happens is, let me see, I'm sorry, I'm distracted driving. The sun's shining in my eyes here. Look for and ask for free stuff. So there's Facebook groups and stuff like that for your city. Say I live next to Fallbrook, California. And I put on there I needed a door. I needed a sink for my farm. I needed a door for my greenhouse. I asked, and guess what, guys? I had offers of like 5 sinks, 20 doors. And then it just got me thinking of that. If you need a stroller for your baby or pretty much anything, there are people who know people who know people. If you just put the word out there and ask for free stuff, it actually will be presented to you. It's one of the best times to ever be alive with this whole internet thing. Look for stuff on Craigslist and OfferUp, all these apps that have, that people are selling stuff. There's always free sections. I really didn't know this till years later. And you can actually utilize these apps to notify you when something pops up. Like say you're looking for a couch. Put in a couch, that's what you're looking for, and then put notifications, and when one pops up, it'll notify you. You could be the first to go nab it. So yeah, I can't believe how much free curbside pickup stuff, stones, rocks, bricks, building materials, windows, the list goes on. I mean, you could create a whole entire business off of this kind of stuff. Speaking about saving money, how about making some money? Look for side hustles. Side hustle everything you are doing already. So I think I might have mentioned this one before, but it bears repeating. I've been getting into making my own kombucha and fermented foods. I don't think a lot of people are into sauerkraut, kimchi, and stuff like that, but I do know that people are into something that tastes sweet and it's bubbly, like kombucha. And not only do I mess around with my kombucha, I make stuff you can't find in stores. Like one of my favorites is mint, black cherry, mint, lime kombucha, apple cinnamon kombucha. You're making the stuff already. You're already fermenting it. It takes the same amount of time. I bottle up 1 extra bottle and I walk around my neighborhood with a couple of paper cups, and I offer a little shot, a little flavor to it, to the people. And then I tell them I'm selling this stuff at the same as you would buy in the store. It's $10 for a large bottle at the store. The difference is mine is not watered down. Mine's homemade. And the difference is you ain't going to find apple cinnamon. You ain't going to find black cherry, mint, lime. I've got everything. Mango mint. I got cucumber mint. We got all kinds of different flavors. So you're already doing it. And at $10 a pop, if you're not making money, which I doubt it, you'd probably make money off this stuff, especially if you make a good product. You're actually going to break even. So that means you're actually saving money. It's paying for the sugar, the teas, and everything else that you need. So, yeah, guys, do what you're like. Seedlings is another one. I have to grow seedlings for my garden. Some of them may die. So what I need to do is grow a whole bunch of them. Well, if I went and started growing way more than what I need, double, and then it ends up where I've got extra. Guess what, guys? Seedlings are going at the hardware stores for like $4 or $5 a pop, depending on what size they are. $4 a pop. If you went and sold them at $2 a pop, you think that you can get people's attention? I think so. You put it on OfferUp, Craigslist, Facebook. Go ask people, would you like to buy my seedlings? Here's what I have. And guys, this can turn into a couple $100 side hustle. And again, if you don't, you're breaking even. They're going to pay for the $2 per seedling. You got all your seeds for free, all your seed starting pot mix for free, all the vessels and everything else that comes with it. So I highly doubt that you wouldn't make money off of it. Jerky was another one. Beef jerky I was making. This one here was, the beef jerky is just a no-brainer. You get guys like construction workers and stuff like that, friends. They're just like, whoa, that was good. Again, we use special seasonings and stuff. Homemade beef jerky tastes a heck of a lot better than that store bagged up stuff with the little preservative packet in it. So yeah, you're putting them in the dehydrator. You're going to do it anyways. Might as well just really go for it. So simply ask for a discount. I think I've already mentioned this one because employees forget. But I'll just say it one more time, I guess. Like I said, the concept too of you having to run stuff all the time is sometimes you're not asking the right type of questions. I know I was looking for products the other day, and the employees they don't care, man. People just really don't care. And you kind of have to go and make things happen, as I said. And I guess I'm just repeating myself. So let's move on to the next one. Online coupons. I think a lot of people know this, but a lot of people don't know that there's some really big buys. And if you can get these things and purchase in bulk, you're actually saving a lot of money. If you don't need all the things in bulk, you can actually get a buyer's club. And this creates community, camaraderie, where if you're going shopping, you can buy all the stuff and have people come to your house and divvy it all up, help them. They can come help you clip coupons and things. You can take one person with you, because it's buy one, get one free only per person, but you take two people, now you get the doubles there. So a lot of online coupons and bulk buying. I think even if there's not coupons, one of the things that I do to save some money is I buy all my stuff in bulk, like teas and spices. For instance, I just purchased myself some, what was that, smoked paprika, and I heard about smoked salt. I want to check this stuff out. So what happens is that everything needs to be prepackaged. It needs to be put inside of like a vessel, right? A little salt shaker container, a little Tupperware thing, a little plastic thing. And, it takes time for them to fill all those up and everything. Where if you buy a big giant bag of it, put it in empty it out into a mason jar like I have, and I have about a pound, I think. What's nice too is you never run out. You fill up your shaker, and when you're seasoning your stuff or making your marinades and you run out, sometimes it's like, dang it, right in the middle of cooking. Buying in bulk and you always have that in stock, you never really run out. As soon as you start getting close to the end, go ahead and order some more. Teas are crazy. Tea bags is so expensive. You can get it for like a quarter of the price by just buying a pound. I get hibiscus flowers, I get green tea, horsetail tea, dandelion root teas, all kinds of black teas. All of these things, you can get yourself a little stainless steel tea strainer. And guys, it's not even that much time to sit there and pack this thing. It's the same as taking a tea bag out of the pot, or out of the box, and putting it in a teacup. It's this vessel that's like a little cup, top pops off, stuff your tea in there, close the lid, it has a chain, drop it in your tea bag, in your cup, or your giant vessel if you're making large amounts of teas. So yeah, guys, there's tons of ways. This is a simple one here. I want to hear from you guys though, what your money saving tips are. I want to create community. I love hearing what other people's ideas and things are on how to do these things, what their hacks are. Because if we all start doing this stuff collectively, the word gets out and everybody learns from each other.
All right, guys, that's the show. I want to thank you guys, each and every one of you, for taking the time out and being here today. And if you guys can, give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down. If you did give me a thumbs down, please let me know why. I love to hear all your guys' opinions, but it really helps me out. That's all I'm asking, is if you guys like and share, comment on the show. It helps the algorithms for this show to get known. That's what's going to keep the lights on around here. So guys, there's an email down below in the description. If you guys want to make any comments, just say hello, give any suggestions. And as I always say, guys, go out there and have yourself a near-life experience. Don't lose your muchness. Carry on the fire. And human up, my friends.